I would like to acknowledge that this video is being filmed on the traditional lands of the Wurrundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. I pay my respects to their elders past and present, and extend that respect to any Aboriginal, Torres Strait Islander or First Nations people who may be watching this video today. Hi everyone, my name is Steph, this is the Novelty Corner, and today I have another picture book review for you. So, the book that we are talking about today is The House on Pleasant Street by Sofie Laguna and Mark McBride. This was sent to me by Alan and Unwin for review. It is coming out today on the 30th of August, and this is a picture book all about fitting in. So you have Alby, whose family has just moved in to Pleasant Street, and I don't know if you can see, but Pleasant Street is down here, and their house lives on this funny little outcrop overlooking the town. It has some very quirky illustrations, which is Mark McBride's usual style. If you've ever seen the illustrations for Del Toro Quest, which is a middle grade fantasy series, Mark McBride has done some of those covers. Alby and his family moved to Pleasant Street, and Alby really struggles to fit in. His family is different, his house is quirky, he has a dragon for a pet, and people find him very strange. And then suddenly it's Halloween, and Alby loves Halloween. It's a big thing for his family, and the whole street gets involved, and Alby sees this as his opportunity to be part of the group. And then his dad tells him that he's going trick-or-treating with him, and his dad happens to be a vampire. Or vampiric. And so Alby goes around and he collects all of his treats, but his dad keeps trying to get everyone to do tricks because that's what he loves. And suddenly everyone sees that just because Alby's different doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing, but it might mean that he can share some really cool things with them. And it was honestly just a really fun little story. Obviously with the quirky illustrations, this book is not going to be for all kids because some kids will find this a little bit strange, but there is definitely a target audience for this, and I know that a lot of kids will really enjoy the quirkiness of the illustrations because there's so much to look at. I mean, just even on the front cover you can see there's so many characters hidden on the pages and so much to look at. And it's a really cool mix of illustration and digital artwork and collage and real things and pictures. Like it's really interesting to look at in person. It's kind of very hard to do it justice on a screen. So some things that I really wanted to highlight about this book, it really is about being that new kid. So this will totally appeal to kids who've ever had to move somewhere and have had to start fresh and don't really feel like they belong yet. It will also appeal to those kids who feel that like their parents are totally embarrassing for them. Even though they love them, their parents embarrass the heck out of them. And that definitely happens in the story. Alby is mortified by some of his father's antics. This is an Australian book. It is about Halloween in Australia. Halloween, typically speaking, has been increasing in popularity over the last 10 years. Like I used to trick-or-treat when I was a kid, but it was definitely not a big popular thing, and you sort of had to organise with the houses in the streets who was going to participate, whereas these days you tend to get a little bit more of that. Particularly coming out of 2 years of lockdowns, people sort of really banded together to do something fun for kids. So it is increasing in popularity, which means we'll probably see an increase in Australian Halloween texts, which I know are a little bit different to North American Halloween texts. Mostly because it's not fall here, it's spring, and so it's, you know, a different time of year. This also has a really cool fantastical world. I mean, as I said, it's pretty quirky. There are some really fun, benevolent monster characters in this story. You have the vampiric dad, you have the mother who has snakes for hair a la Medusa, you've got, I think, grandparent who's a mad scientist. Alby has a pet dragon. Their tree likes to go for walks with them. And, you know, it's all quirky and fun and just really highly entertaining. I really appreciated Alan and Unwin sending this to me. I think it's just really fun. I always like finding Australian Halloween books just because they're always a little bit on that quirky side, which I really like. Typically in picture books, we get the serious picture books, we get the super cutesy picture books, but we don't always get the quirky picture books, and I think they're a nice addition just to break it up. So I really enjoyed this. I will leave a link to it down below if you want to have a bit more of a read about it. I've got a couple of kids who are big into Halloween. I think they might actually enjoy having a flick through these pages, so I'll see what they think. In the comments, I would love for you to share your favourite Halloween read. I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're staying safe and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye everyone.